Ladies and gentlemen, we are at day 3 of the Guitar Summit 2025, and we are here in a meeting room somewhere. In the dark chambers of Rosengarten in Mannheim.
Ja.
Und wir sind hier.
That's great German.
Danke.
Yeah.
We are here with Colt Westbrook of Walrus Audio.
Yes.
Colt, so nice to have you on the podcast.
Thank you.
I really love your pedals.
Really?
Yeah.
You've heard of it?
I've played them.
That's really.
Yeah.
That'll be helpful for the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
The only thing I haven't played is the new looper.
Yeah, the Zero.
That looks great.
Yeah, it
looks very tactile.
It is tactile. It's a kind of the brainchild of a couple of the engineers at Walrus. Guitar Center always wants you to make a looper, and so we're like, we can do it. And then it really got out of hand, and that's the Zero. So.
Okay, but how important is it for a pedal to be like really tactile? How important is the design?
I would say it depends on the effect type, like how tactile, how important the tactile nature is. But I think for that one, I think you'll get some live stage use, but I think a lot of it is going to be a lot of like solo content creators, things like that will be able to work with the reverse and the double speed or the half speed and all that kind of stuff. So
is it also something you really take into account nowadays? Because like 20 years ago or even 10 years ago, the online content creator world wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah.
How do you look at that?
Yeah, we split them into 2 categories. We call them stage warriors and we call them desk wizards.
Wow.
So it's like, is this a little desk wizard or is this for the stage warrior? Like, who's the target market for this? Sometimes you get stuff where it's for both, but in the case of the Zero, I think that's going to be adopted more from the desk wizards. That's my theory.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So you never know.
But that's a nice way. I think the market is evolving, like that's a whole new, because there, especially in Holland, where I'm from, the possibilities to play live are getting less and less.
Yeah.
Stages are closing up, but the people at home, that's a really big audience. Do you see that the growth is getting bigger, like in that side of the market?
I think you have, I think it kind of goes hand in hand with the simplicity of home recording. And I think since home recording has gotten so much easier and cheaper and the quality has gone up significantly just really in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
I think you see a lot of people releasing music where it's just, one guy, one girl albums, It's one person doing all the sounds, creating soundscapes, and I think that has grown significantly. I think in partnership with that, you have a lot of the solo content creators, things like that. So I think it's a derivative of just how easy it's been for songwriters are going to hate me, but how much easier it is now to make music by yourself and do it that way.
Yeah.
But that conflicts with my whole theory is we got to bring bands back. I'm all about the bands. So
Yeah.
Where do the bands go?
For sure, yeah. That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we will find the answer in this podcast.
Yeah.
Who knows? But first, I want to go back to the start.
Yeah.
You're from Oklahoma?
I am from Oklahoma.
Yeah. Can you remember the first time you ever witnessed a guitar live?
A guitar, the first
time? Or the moment the guitar really hit you, struck you?
Yeah, no, there was a guy at my church growing up, and he played acoustic guitar, and he always had a girlfriend. And so in my mind, that was what worked. I was like, you have to play guitar to have a girlfriend. And so I was like, well, I guess I need to start playing guitar.
Yeah.
And so that is what got me into music. So and I can't remember the first live captivating guitar experience I would go to shows a lot, but I didn't really I was always playing guitar, but I was more interested in being in bands and writing songs and and doing that for a long time. I honestly didn't really start paying attention to guitar tone until maybe like 19, 20 years old, you know. 'Cause I would just show up to places with my big muff and a delay pedal and my PV amp, and that was good enough until I was being paired up with these other guitar players that took their tone seriously, and they're like, "This is a compressor," and I was like, "What is a compressor? I don't understand what this is."
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, "Well, listen here." I was like, "Oh, that's how you sound. That's how you sound good."
Was that like the gateway to getting involved in the technical side of the pedals and?
No, not really.
No?
You know, I got into it more, and I started taking guitar tone seriously. But yeah, it really wasn't until late 20s that, you know, the Walrus audio thing, you know, started to happen. And I had kind of the right people around me to help it grow and accelerate and things like that. But,
Yeah, because let's talk about Walrus, because that's why we're here, of course.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. You started with a couple of friends, right? Or a friend.
So yeah, Walrus was already going for about 2 or 3 years right before I got there. And so I came in after, I think the Voyager, Jupiter, Iron Horse, and the Deep Six had already come out. And so, I joined the team, and then I hired my friend Jason, who is in lots of videos, and he's the chief engineer. And so I knew a lot of the artistic direction and sonic direction that I really wanted Walrus to go in. And Jason's the electrical engineer. And so he can make it happen, and we can work together to go forward.
So if you're developing a new pedal, is it like it spurts from your brain? You're like, I want it to sound like this.
So
and
we
can make it.
Yeah, I think that's how it started. You know, we'd be listening to albums, we'd be listening to DAWs, or we're listening to old records, things like that, trying to find inspiration, accidentally getting inspired. And then we want to make that sound, or, but now we've strategized it a little bit more now, where we have probably in the room like 9 people, and they're kind of like, call them ideation meetings, and there's like literally like 130 to 150 things that we've talked about before, and we kind of like look over them, or somebody brings a new idea and makes it 151, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then from there, we kind of ideate and talk about some things, talk about some cool direction that we could go in a lot of these things. And that starts here, and then it goes here, and then there's 4 people that go, okay, let's pick from this list, and let's do these things in the next 2 years, you know?
Yeah.
Because these things take a long time.
How long does it take to develop one pedal?
So it depends. Like a fuzz pedal, take a couple months or a couple weeks, really, you know? Something like the Mako series, you know, if you used the right amount of time, it would take about 2 years to do something like that. You know, I think we did it a little faster, but we lost a lot of years of our lives because it went so fast. So trying to get ready for NAMM. So anywhere from like a couple of weeks to, 2 years.
Yeah, because when you miss the NAMM show, then you have to wait for a whole year.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So stuff's coming out at NAMM in 2026 that we started on in 24, you know? And so, but then you have to think, if you're starting at something that takes 2 years, you got to be thinking, is this still going to be relevant in 2 years? Because it could take us 2 years to build.
There's so much that can happen in 2 years.
Right. So, which is why I think it's important to add a USB firmware update on a lot of these pedals, which is a great idea. And also sucks because then when you have that, people expect
where's the update?
Updates. Yeah,
where's the update?
Like, I don't have time to make updates.
It's been 2 months and there hasn't been an update.
We don't have,
We're busy. But you guys built an excellent online platform for the downloads, right?
Thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah,
I like it.
It works.
Yeah, it does work. So
that's the only thing you need as a consumer. You have to want to plug it in.
Yeah,
no
it helps
hassle.
with bug fixes or updates to some of the textures and sounds we like to do. So
What I can imagine being like an interesting thing when you start developing something and it takes 2 years. Do you also look at what your the other companies in your branch are doing, and you hope that your idea stays original in those 2 years? Is that a thing you worry about, that in like another company comes up with something? Hey, look, we have this looper. Ah, shit, we've been working on the same thing, and they beat us to the punch.
That happens all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, like more than I want to admit.
Yeah?
Like we have a product called the Melee, and it's a distortion reverb with a joystick.
Yeah.
And originally it had like splattered paint on it, the artwork. And then a couple of weeks before we launched it, or a couple of months before we launched it, another company called Old Blood Noise released a distortion reverb with splattered paint on it. And I was like, what? And so sometimes you just have the same idea lots of times, and that happens so frequently. Or somebody will release something that you've been thinking about releasing. Those kind of things happen on. So sometimes we change course, or sometimes we just kind of go at it. Like 1 year, Struijlaart and us both released a phaser at NAMM, you know. But that can actually be good, because 2 people release a phaser at the same time. Well, it just puts that much attention actually on the effect of phaser. It's like, I actually wasn't thinking about phaser. Yeah. But now that 2 people are talking about phaser, now I should look. And so sometimes it's helpful.
Yeah. I think Walrus, it feels very innovative, like in the tactile way, and how it looks and how it feels.
Yeah.
When you look at the spectrum of guitar effects, is there room for anything really new? Is that something you guys are looking for?
Yeah,
because there's a phaser, there's a chorus, there, you know?
Yeah.
Is there room for new effects?
I think so. I think there'll always be, and you don't know it's new. And I know what you're saying, but you don't really know it's new until it's out, you know. And people go, oh, you know. Consumers, and I am a consumer, you know, but we don't really know what we want until it happens. You know, there's a lot of people that say, and we get this all the time, oh, if you had a pedal that did this, you'd sell 1 million. And sometimes we've done that. It's like, all right, here's the pedal that does this, and then we sell 20, you know?
Oh, seriously, yeah.
It's like, well, that doesn't help. And so sometimes, like understanding, like including myself, like understanding that like we aren't people that want Swiss Army knives. Like we aren't people that want all-in-one, does everything kind of people. Most people are like, well, we want something that does 1 or 2 things really well and that's simple. Now that goes against the thinking of like the Helix Stadium or the Kemper Profiler, you know. But there's a division of the market that stuff works really well for. I am not that customer. I'm not a Kemper customer. I'm not a Helix Stadium customer, mostly because I don't understand it. You know, I can't get in and do the deep dive menu, and I don't want to spend time figuring that stuff out. And so Walrus is like for the people who hate manuals, who really just want to figure something out really quick and want to get to the songwriting and the gigging. You know, so that's kind of where
the philosophy.
We stay. Yeah, that's our lane.
Did you ever played with the thought of trying to be a Swiss Army knife?
Yeah, totally. So, you know, the Mako series came out from a lot of ideas that we had. You know, we had products like the Fathom reverb, the slow reverb, the ARP 87 delay, which are the small boxes. And we had all these ideas that we wanted to do, but we couldn't fit them in that box. And then the Mako series kind of came from like an overflow of ideas that we were wanting to have. The first one in the Mako series was the D1 delay. And so we wanted like a multi-algorithm delay where you could read out the BPMs and with MIDI control and all that kind of stuff. And so that was kind of our lane into it. And then we got in there and we realized like, okay, this is as far as we want to go. So there's nothing that's going to come from us. It's going to be like the big multi-effect, like, you know, 18 amps, new firmware every week, You know, because there's teams that are doing that, and those engineering teams are like 15 people deep. You know?
Yeah.
And they work on that stuff for years. I mean, 2, 3, 4 years sometimes before all that stuff comes out.
A big risk if it doesn't sell.
It is. I mean, because it costs, probably costs on that is like $1.5 to $2 million of development. Ooh. You know, so I mean, it's significant. Yeah.
So then the ASC1.
Yeah.
That's like a really smart little box.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing I think with Walrus. It all feels very smart, and it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I plugged it in, it was like, I love it, Fender.
Yeah,
there it is.
That's it.
It's very.
That's
easy.
what I want. I want 6 amps, couple of cabs. I think it's got 12 cabs that you can choose from on there. The big thing that wasn't out yet that I really wanted to do was to mix and match amps and cabs in left and right. And
stereo.
I was like, we have to be able to do something like that.
So that was the Mark II.
Because everybody was doing it. No, that was on the Mark I.
Serious?
We did it on the Mark I.
Ah.
Yeah, we were the first ones. So I will say
Eat that Struijlaart.
No. They're good. Yeah, they're great. No, we love them.
I said
okay, great.
I love Struijlaart, by the way.
Yeah.
I have the Iridium.
Because a lot of guys were doing like the Fender and the ACS, or the Fender and the Vox AC30 combo or something like that, or and you weren't able to do that on a digital platform. And so we were like, we really want to do this. Plus, we were really tired of using other people's stuff at NAMM for amp simulation, and I was tired of buying those kind of things. I was like, we should just make something so I don't have to buy amp cab sims for NAMM. And that is really where the amp cab sim came from.
Yeah, and are there any ideas, dots on the horizon, how you can take that even further?
The Mako series?
Yeah, or the ACS1?
So I think the ACS1 will stay in the format it's in. And there's a couple of ideas that we do have for it. But we're not going to do like expanded, you know.
No.
Because one, if we expand it, it's going to cost $600, $700. And it's like, well, why would I do that when I can just buy a Line 6 HX Stomp for the same price and I can get literally everything? They're like, okay, well, that's a good point. Yeah. So it goes back to just staying in your lane. And then I think the Mako has a lane, and you'll probably see some more Mako pedals over the years. But yeah, I kind of like where it's at.
What I also like is the names.
Oh yeah,
the names of the pedals.
Yeah.
How do you come up with such a name? And in what part of the whole process does a name become definitive?
Yeah, we have a naming meeting, you know, where everybody comes with ideas.
It's like naming a child.
It is. It's really hard, and a lot of people don't agree on it. A lot of people don't see eye to eye, and so there's a lot of arguing and, you know, frustrating. There's lots of different philosophies of like, I like what this name means, but then I'm like, but the name sucks. Like, you can't name something this because nobody likes the name.
Do you have an example?
We had one, the Ständig. What does that mean? That's German, isn't it?
Ständig.
Ständig.
Means like
we are looking at Mario.
very often.
Maybe that was it. So somebody liked the meaning of that word, but I was like, but that word doesn't sell. It's not like a selling word. It doesn't, the name has to draw you in like, what is this? It's like a band name. It's the same thing as a band name. And I have a whole iPhone note full of band names. And so I'm obsessed with figuring out band names and pedal names. And
do you always get your way?
No. There's a few.
Do you ever have like when the pedal like hits the shelves, you're like, oh man, I wish it was named.
Yes, and the art. Yeah. I have not liked some art that we've done, but the room felt very differently. And sometimes when you can just decide like it could be okay. Maybe I don't like it, but it could work. We'll just go with it.
In many ways, this feels the same when recording an album.
Yeah.
There are so many moments when you have to make decisions which are final, and then you just have to roll with it at one point.
It's not very often, but I will like put my foot down and like, can't ship. That won't ship, and we can't ship it like that. Can't ship it with that name. Can't ship it without that feature. But if it's subjective a lot of the time, like I trust a lot of the guitar players and creatives at Walrus, and I go with what they want sometimes, and I've been proven wrong so many times. It's great.
Yeah, it keeps both feet on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Talking about the future and modeling, capturing, also pedals, especially overdrive pedals and that kind of stuff. How do you look at that as a company?
I think it's cool. I actually just bought a quad cortex, and I actually talked to the neural DSP guys. I was like, I'd like one because I just want to figure out how people are profiling pedals, especially our pedals. Putting them in their setup, and if there's anything that we can help out with to make it better, I would love to do that. I think it's one of those things where some pedal companies could say, "Oh, we're losing revenue because they're profiling our stuff," but I think if they're profiling your pedal and they're using that in their setup, I think they might not have been your customer to begin with, because that's not who we talk to. It's not who we speak to. So it really actually might be better because they're interacting with our brand in a different way for the first time. And so I'm fine with it. It's not the same as stealing music, where stealing music was something people were like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not hurting that much. And then now we have tons of issues with artists receiving revenue in music.
AI is like...
So, or even just like you can't make a living off streaming anymore.
No.
You have to tour and,
The thing is, I'm a solo artist from the Netherlands. When I release a new single, I just did, same heart, go stream it now.
Same heart, love it.
Yeah. The thing is, I have to do it all by myself.
Yeah.
The recording, the mixing, the mastering, everything. Because when I release it and it isn't played on radio, if it happens, I cannot take the risk,
Yeah.
If it doesn't get added to the coffee house playlist on Spotify, I have a problem. So I have to keep the expenses as low as possible.
Right.
How does that count for like Walrus? Is that something you guys are looking at for the future? Because AI, it's going to do so much.
Yeah.
Also in your world.
Yeah.
How do you look at that?
I don't.
No?
Next question. Yeah. I'm just kidding. No, I love AI as a tool. I think AI as a brain is not. I think we're pretty far off from it doing a lot of work. There's already AI pedals out there, and people do. I think in the profiling world, I think the people that are doing that might not have been a Walrus customer to begin with, so I'm not really concerned about it. We might go through a season or a period where people are mostly digital and just want to do music through iPads and things like that. But you need two hands to play guitar, and then you need a hand for iPad operation and things like that. So I think it will snap back to tactile experience. Like music is tactile, and I think that the gear will keep staying tactile as long as music stays tactile.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I think the only thing to worry about is...
Tell me what to worry about.
That hopefully there are enough people that want to invest in learning to play.
Yeah.
As long as we can make that happen.
Yeah.
From the ground up,
There was a dip in guitar before COVID, and then COVID, lots of people bought guitars, and so it was like, and probably 20% of them stuck with it. But I mean, there's a lot of people, So it's almost, for us, we have a whole new audience now because of the pandemic, of people who got into guitar, and they're finally at the 2, 3, 4 year mark where it makes sense to hear about Walrus, and so it's a nice brand resurgence, kind of, actually.
What do you think? Leave a comment, hit that like button and subscribe. Right. What do you think is the next big trend for the next 2 years?
The next big trend for the next 2 years? I think in gear or just in general.
First in gear and then in general.
Cowboy boots are coming back.
Yeah.
I think in music, I think bands, like collective music making, is coming back. And you see a lot of lo-fi artists wanting to record with like acoustic like acoustic recordings, room microphones, one-take songs, live tracking. I think a lot of that stuff is going to be coming back.
Feeling the real music.
Yes.
As a counter.
Right.
The AI shit.
And I think eventually somebody's going to get nominated for a Grammy that recorded all of their album on iPhone Note. And I think it's about to happen.
That'll be the day.
I think we're close.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it'll be really good, and people will love it, and that's why it'll win a Grammy. But yeah, I think people are gonna the resurgence of the joy of making music in a room together is gonna come back, and that's why I think the tactile guitar pedal experience will stay eventually. So, and we have things to make it better now, like in-ear monitors, in-ear, like things that make it cheaper, not as loud.
Yeah.
And I'm into it. And then, I think baggy jeans are already back too. So
baggy jeans.
Yeah, big baggy jeans. That's coming back.
It's Sunday. The shops are closed. Otherwise, I would have hit the center of Mannheim to get me some baggy jeans.
Yeah. Did you have Jinkos growing up?
Jinkos?
Did that make it over there?
No. What is that?
Jinko, JNCO. They're the huge jeans, like, the big wide leg from the 90s.
From the 90s, with like the Vanilla Ice kind of...
kind of. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It didn't really make it in the Netherlands. No.
Okay. No. That's probably good.
Yeah.
Probably really good.
Or better. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. This is fun. Every year, every day. Let's do this every day.
Every day from now on. See you tomorrow.
See ya.